Okay, now that you've added your grid and created your grid and added your sections, let me show you how to add nodes, supports, point loads, and UDLs to your model, and how to delete each one of these components or edit each one of them. So over here in your toolbar, you have a button, an icon for creating a node or element. Let's start with that. As soon as you click it, you will see uh, an option here in the properties dialog to select the section that needs to be assigned to any elements that you're going to add to your model. So let me just select the first, the 100B section first. So as I click here, you have to click and on the intersection of these grid lines. Okay, you cannot if you click somewhere here in between, you will not be able to create any nodes. So the nodes can only be created on the intersection of the grid lines. If on an iPad or Android tablet you're not able to click on and these intersection of these grid lines properly, just zoom in to be able to click on them properly. So let me just go ahead and create something here. So what's happening right now is that whenever I have two nodes in succession, it automatically generates an element between the two nodes, and that element is assigned the section which has been selected over here. Let's say I select this 100 times 100C. So this node is already selected. I click on the next location. So now this element that has been created has been assigned the 100 by 100C section, and the previous ones that all of them had been assigned the section 100x100B. Now you can let me just show you a few options here when you're adding nodes to the element to the model. You can jump from one place to another. So by let's say right now I have this node selected. If I click anywhere else, automatically a line will be generated between this node and the next node. I don't want to do that. What I want to do right now is I want to create a line over here. So if I click this again, I've just disabled this this node. I can start creating a node from here all the way up, or I can select this node and then start going down from here. I click this again to disable it, deselect it, and I create this line here. Let me change this to B, unselect, select, click, click. Okay. Now I'm not going to use the whole frame. I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible. You don't have to fill the whole grid. If you don't want to use the fourth story for your model at the moment, you don't need to use it. Just use the location in the grids that you need. There are some limitations here in the model creation tool. One of the big limitations is that if you click here, let's say there's already a line from here to here, this node, and from this node to here. Now currently this node is selected. If I click here, what will happen is it will generate an element from this node to this node over here, which will be overlapping these two elements. Now at the moment I don't have any, in my program I don't have any checks for overlapping elements. I do have some checks for overlapping nodes. You cannot generate overlapping nodes. So if I click this node again, a new node will not be generated on it, okay, on top of it. But element overlapping is a little more complicated to check for, and I was not able to figure it out up till now, but hopefully in the future versions I'll be able to make sure that I can that it doesn't happen. You can also, of course, create diagonals or diagonals running from here to here. You know, you can create something weird if you want. I don't know, something like this. Wow, work of art. Um, Let me show you now how to delete things that you've created accidentally. So you can delete nodes or you can delete individual elements. So I delete this element, or let's say if I delete this node, this element will be deleted and this element will also be deleted. And I don't want this element. Okay. Now, once you've created your nodes and elements, you can edit your sections by using the select tool, and you can select the elements and uh, change the section that is assigned to that section. So uh, let me just assume that the B notation is for beams and the C notation is for columns. So this is already B and this is already B. Let me change this guy to C and click update for the change to take effect. Select this guy and C, update. Select this guy and C and update. This is already C, this is already C, and this is already C. This is B. Okay, let's change that to C, update. This is B, so let me change that to C and update. And change this guy is already C. C, this should be a B. This is also a C at the moment, change that to a B. B, B already, B and B. So the B section has been assigned to the beams and the C section has been assigned to the columns. You can use the create a new support icon to add supports. There are 3 types of supports available: a pin support, a fixed support, and a roller support. So let me just add fixed support here, fixed support here, and a fixed support here. Okay. Now, one thing I've done, and I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong, but if you try to add a support or anything above the Y0 grid, it will pop up a menu called supports can only be added in the bottommost grid. Now I've just added this limitation, but if you guys feel that this limitation does not make any sense and I should allow you guys to add supports on these nodes as well, please let me know and I'll remove that check. You can add point loads. For each point load, you can assign the value in the X direction. A positive value means a positive load in the X direction, in the direction I'm moving my mouse right now. And if you enter a negative value for X over here, it would mean load an X load a load value in the X direction, in the negative X direction, which is in this direction. And same goes for the load in the Y direction. So let's say I add a load right now, a 10 Newton or 1 kilonewton load in the down direction on this node here. You can only add point loads to nodes, okay, not to elements. That makes sense. Okay, let me say that I add I want to add another point load, and I want the load to have a positive 10 kilonewton value in the X direction. Now just notice this is another limitation in the program for now. If I click this, now Y is 0, but when I click here, what you see over here is actually a down arrow. In future versions, I hope to update the graphics so this doesn't show a down arrow, it should show a left arrow, or actually an arrow moving in the right direction, pointing in the right direction. Again, I can delete point loads as well, or I can select a point load and edit its value. So I change this to negative 10 kilonewtons. You need to click update for the change to take effect. UDLs specify a value before you apply it to an element. 10 Newton per millimeter. and I add UDLs can only be in the vertically down direction. Okay, I add that one there. I can delete UDLs by clicking on it. I can edit it by selecting it, changing this to 2 and clicking update. So I've just shown you how to edit, add and delete different elements from your model. I didn't show you how to edit a support, so you can select a support and change its type to, let's say, pin. Let me just create a roller over here, update, or I can delete a support if I want. Let me just add that again. Let me just edit that one again and click update. Okay,